channels in the body. So the dominating channel is in the right side.
Right side, yeah.
More about activity and digestion.
This is the relaxed little bit, yes. That's the idea, you see. Where are they? They come in, you see?
Digestion.
Parish is of the consultation.
Okay. And it's alright. I will start doing this Davina. You know, Davina's food is really delicious. You see? Yeah, and the poor.
There's more for the break afterwards.
Leave it here.
Yeah, break. They can eat before they go to home. They can eat again, you know, and don't
Take a little bag.
yeah.
Everyone take those doggy bags for husbands and wives.
Yeah, and Davina, you have to do cookery in here. Then.
Cookery
Davina has a lot of just she is saying a doctor asked her to do the consultation in surgery.
Yeah,
That's a really
I'm
big
hoping
thing.
that basically I'm going to get a practice going in there.
That's mean we are going
It's a landmark, isn't
to.
it?
It is a landmark, and then we can press them to have one good practitioner into their surgery. And if you can't cope with anybody, send it to us, you know, kind of thing. Is people willing to pay?
Yeah,
And then there's no problem, you know.
But
Also, you're going to do a consultation in the surgery? In a GP
yeah,
surgery?
I asked them. I asked one of the GP that I work with whether he would be, you know, they'd be open to someone that is
That's okay.
Ayurveda.
Yeah.
Just me. Yeah, we'll speak to the practitioner, basically the surgery manager, the practice manager, and we can just sort out a room.
Yeah.
And then just
That's
do
fantastic.
that.
it's like a stamp of approval from
Yes,
the GP.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that because he is a Pakistani doctor, so obviously he's had the background already.
Yeah.
You know, and he's been, you know, his parents.
Don't worry, a lot of doctors are Indian and Pakistani anyway. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's a way of
Yes, as
getting
well.
into
And
it.
I think it's one of patient came to me. She's from Bala, you know, that area. Bala, you know, like she's Indian lady, and she's refused to have the arthritis medicine for herself, and her husband is saying, "What the hell you doing? You doctor, you going to another doctor to cure arthritis with the somebody, you know, doctor, you know, kind of thing." Anyway, I treated both of them afterwards, you know, because she got better, and then. Yeah, it is nice, you know, like then that kind of people already have a openness for Ayurveda anyway, you know, and again, it's the proof, is it? If you cure so many
That's
people,
it. If basically
and
the
that's they
patient
can't
feels
say
better,
no, is it?
hopefully then
Yeah, and like
It's
that.
working.
And they're all going to be queuing outside your room,
Your
and
room,
then no one, and then they're going to be turning their thumbs.
If you see your GP, you might be able to see them in 24 hours
Yes.
rather than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You could
And-
improve the performance of that
Of the GPs,
practice.
And you know, when I first gone to my, I locum, I gone to that surgery who is an MBBS doctor, and is a senior doctor, and because a lot of Ayurvedic doctors work in MBBS surgeries, you know, like kind of thing. I went there, you know, like I have to always have a late evening session with the patients, you know, like 2 hours, and it's a locum, you know, I go there, you know, I give, you know, I was last year student or 4th year student, and the nurse said to me, "Oh, our main doctor is not happy," because it's a salon kind of door. You can see the doctors, and they all, "Oh, I come in, the lady doctor comes," you know, like that. Oh, the queue is turning to me, you know, like because nobody want to see the big doctor in there, you know, and they sack me. Because they don't have a job, because everybody coming to see me, because the thing is like I had the passion and the like connection, always patients coming to that, you know, and then, you know, even though that doctor is really old and so many, it's like a family surgery, a lot of people knows that doctor, but still they refusing to see the doctor and came to me, and you know, and like Davina, you got the thing like that, either they have to close the surgery and I'll give you a whole patients, you know. Good luck, you know.
Well,
it's
they'll
good.
be happy anyway.
Yeah. And again, it is a good deal for everybody in here, you know, because it's like one day we can open to that surgeries, you know, you can employ us as a practitioner if you're willing to do your thing, you know, maybe Nettis can employ us. you know, like it's giving a salary, and you know, then again.
Well, they have to look elsewhere now with whatever is happening in the NHS. Anyway,
yeah.
They have to look elsewhere, because if it's not going to sustain as it is now.
Yeah. How they going to sustain? You know, the thing they can taken out from the first and foremost. You know, like indigestion, they give a medicine and it is came to the Crohn's, and that means somebody has to say, hey, what you doing? You know, just get the first thing to, you know, and again, the patients has to take the responsibility now. You know, that is not all about doctors now, like olden days, you know, what they eating and then what they doing. And then we go to the, ulcerative colitis, little bit I will give anatomy. This is the normal colon, and it's a thin layer around that, and elasticity layer outside. And ulcerative colitis, what happens is the colon inside is becoming like a wound. You know, what happened to the stomach is happening in here, and then ulcerative colitis is like forming a lot of pus, and it is bacteria can live there, and acute sometimes, and it is go away and come back again, because as long as these you don't cure the upper part of the stomach, and the lower part anyway going to be affected, you know. And that means when you come into the ulcerative colitis, gastric and you know, like your stomach and this part all being affected by the wound, you know, like it's coming to that part. And the Crohn's disorder is just like asthma. What is this asthma? What happened?
Narrowing.
Yeah, narrowing because of the inflammation. This is permanent inflammation, you know. And then when the inflammation comes and it is oozing the fluid outside, is it? Like when you have inflammation in a skin or something, you can feel like little bit soggy out, something is pouring out to that, and that is coming to the Crohn's. And the Crohn's is like is called armor, the inside armor, and the inflammation as well. And it is quite concern thing, because you can't absorb thing, you can't digest thing as well. And then can you believe if you really give the correct idea of what we doing to your body, people might have a little bit understand what we eating is causing a problem. And then the thing is, everybody in NHS, everybody knows what we eating and cause this a problem, but nobody going to talk about widely, you know, unless alcohol, you know, like smoking and fatty food. And who doesn't know it? You know, it is not like public doesn't know it, but public has to you know, inform is in a right way from the beginning. Yes.
Can I just ask, as this is the colon, and obviously it's gone through the stomach and the intestine.
Would
that mean that would have been a problem there before, and now it's just settled into the colon?
Yeah, settle into the colon. And then because first is the gastritis,
so
indigestion.
has let's say the middle one, the ulcerated colitis. Does that mean that already suffered with some kind of stomach ulcers and things, and now it's just got deeper?
Just got deeper and deeper and deeper. You know, ulcerative colitis. You know, like because it's pushing into the other side. You know, especially arm are pushed into the other side. Okay. You know, like the gastritis. If you have gastritis and gastroenteritis, and then peptic ulcer, and then food is not digest properly, and it is arm, and it has to go into the colon, the small intestine to the colon, and then a small intestine and this part is like a long, they can go, and the colon comes to is a cut dense and bigger part, and then armor can go and stay there in a nicely, and then otherwise there's a peristaltic movement there in a you know, like low intestine, and that means they're pushing forward, and there's no that much of condition in there. When you come to the colon, it's full of armor and full of bacteria, full of undigested food, and that means colon is much affected rather than low intestine and the stomach. You know, and then because food is sitting there much longer time in there, and then a big huge type of like a passage is bigger, you can see, and a passage can full of armor mean it's affected to that kind of thing. And colon cancer, what is the colon cancer mean? This is like this colitis or ulcerative colitis, so everything is eaten, like eating itself, like it's like when you have the cancer, it's like rise above the body normal mechanism of protecting you.
Yeah, it's like when the body starts, let's say you have all these and the body starts repairing, when they start repairing, so when cell is repeated, like to repair something, it becomes, then the next cell that's producing is not the same as the one that you have, the normal cell. So it's almost like a photocopy that's gone wrong. So it's just so then you have basically cell that is not normal,
and it is like because that reversible mechanism is not going to be. It's a reversible. Everything if we going wrong, somebody has the reversible method. Go and reverse the imbalance and put it to the back to normal. This cancer mean that's reversible thing is not there. It's just irreversible, and this photocopying thing getting onto every cells and keep going and keep spreading, and that means colon cancer is very quick to the spread as well. And again, it is too far, it's gone at that time.
It's terminal.
It's terminal cancer, and then
I mean they can remove, but they will remove quite a lot of your bowels.
Then
sometimes you will have colostomy. But sometime afterward they can, I don't know, a few years later or a month later, they might anastomose both together and just see whether then you get back to normal if they remove only a little bit of it. But you will always have absorption problem because part of that bowel has been removed. Because that bowel had a job to do. If it's not there, then obviously you will be deficient in some vitamins and minerals.
And again, Davina, the most problem they have, they're not going to address it anyway.
No, it's not going to be addressed because obviously the reason it became to that point because these weren't addressed at any point in time.
Because the food was wrong.
That food was wrong, that lifestyle wrong, diet wrong, everything wrong, and they cut the part out and then say you are not absorbing. You're not absorbing before either. That's what is the problem is started already, kind of thing. And then, it's like it's really little simple thing to do to not to go there. And then people wouldn't understand it. And now you see, like you have a proper meal, good meal, and then you need to have that little bit of rest to digest the food. And if you go and go to run, what happens? A lot of people do. There is a gym exercises just after you eat, and then Ayurveda said just after you eat, you kill yourself. It's a death is the inevitable kind of thing. Because digestive fire is completely driven out of the site, and that is like no digestive fire, and then it is the cancer they are talking about, the inevitable as a death, because you shouldn't. You have to sit down and you have to do something, relaxly. Even this is okay, and nobody want to run, but some gym promote men is good. After meal they do the gym. Women is good. Before meal they do the and how they lose the weight. And it's like women, what they say, driven before you even eat. Away digestion. That means you can eat little, then you can stay calm. And then men, after you eat, you can like. Testosterone is getting bigger. You convert your digestive the enzymes to the testosterone, and then you don't care about digestion. It's like wrong information everywhere, and then this you have to be a little bit awake and see what is actually happening in the system, in digestive tract. Okay, and ulcerative colitis, IBS, little bit. When you go to IBS, what is IBS is? What is Crohn's? And I will talk to you. This is Crohn's disease. What happens is inflammation of the villi, like this whole thing, gastroenteritis, gastroenteritis, where is the gastritis? The celiac. Celiac means this villi is completely going. Like it is like villi mean like a little bit of, it's like a full cloth. Like it's because of these things, and food is lot of space. Even they give a loads of space to food.
So it's the size of a football pitch.
Yeah, football pitch when you stretch out. And then what happened in here, because our whole problem of what we eating, it's becoming like that. And then all villi is gone, and that means it's not absorbing that much of food, the nutrition. What they do at the moment,
Sorry, just that's in the duodenum.
Yeah, it is in lower intestine.
In the?
Yeah, low intestine. They can have low intestine. It's like the then after that colon, rectum.
Before the colon.
Before the colon, yeah. And then this is the when the villi is destroyed, what happens is some kind of food you can't. And is that reversible or irreversible?
I mean, some people do get better.
This is reversible, completely reversible, but people don't know how to reverse it.
Just go wheat free.
Wheat free, dairy free, that kind of thing. It's not that. It's like not the cut off the food. That means it's not never going to grow. And it is like you have to put that digestive fire into the right place and to villi to grow, like again. And then you have to eat the food you're not supposed to eat, because otherwise this is not growing. Otherwise what is happening, you custom to this condition. You're not waiting to happen to this. You custom to that, and then it's never grow.
So is it like you stress your body a little bit? Just although you give it the right or basically right herbs, right kind.
Yeah.
Almidipana, amapachana, but yet you eat the food that you think that will aggravate the symptoms.
Yeah.
So yet you stress your body a little bit.
To get to that. No pain, no gain, is it?
No pain, no gain.
It's little bit you have to override the, it's okay, little bit you can, go and eat the wheat, like yeast-free wheat and a little bit wheat, and then, one of my patients, she's celiac, she said to me, she reacted to breadcrumbs, like she gives the food to her children, and little bit breadcrumbs in the table, she ate it, straight away she has the problem in a celiac, like the allergy symptoms starting. She eat everything now. How this person is react to the breadcrumbs. The wheat, smell of wheat is coming, like she can't absorb anything, or she's allergy symptoms, and then suddenly, like she really, what I did was is like with the medicine, I gave some kind of wheat medicine a little bit, and she doesn't know it's a medicine is like made by the little bit of wheat, wheat meaning not wheat.
Wheat, yeah.
Wheat is much better, completely watered out person, a little bit. And then she felt like, oh, she didn't complain. And then I thought, no, your mind also, they think like, oh, I can't eat that. And it's completely freak out from the mind. Mind is like, prevent the digestive juices flow into that place as well. And because they see the wheat, they feel, I can't eat it. Rather than, and then, you have to give that food to cilia to grow again. Kind of thing. Okay.
Is this the same thing for dairy intolerance?
Yes, and egg, dairy, wheat, cheese, milk, everything is in it. Peanut. Peanut also the same. Peanut also the same. But
seafood.
Seafood,
make sure
peanut.
Make sure they've got their pen with them.
Yeah, pen with them. And I mean, a peanut you can give it some coconut oil, coconut milk, and that means a peanut is all thing absorbs by coconut milk. You know?
Yeah, but coconut is different from peanuts, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, they both is a buffer. You know, the peanut is absorbed by the coconut. You know, and that's what is a Thai people use coconut and peanut together. You know, like when you go to Thai restaurant, and hardly ever people have that much of allergy with the peanut sauce.
But I think, do you know what it is here? You don't. When they're pregnant, they don't eat peanut.
Yeah.
When they're pregnant, they don't eat this. When they're pregnant, they don't eat that. And that is all to do with what the midwife will tell them not to eat when you're so many months pregnant. Did the midwife tell you not to eat? Cheese, non-pasteurized cheese you can't eat and everything like that. But you know, you think in France, people eat everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Because it's like it's depend on the person's constitution. You know, like you know, like that's what it's all about. You know, your cravings. You know, your normal, abnormal craving starting. And I think is what happened with the peanut and coconut mixture, and it doesn't give you that allergy that much. That's, you know, the Thai cooking, they use peanut paste. Always they put it the coconut milk, some sauce, and they'll embed up put peanut, and the taste is nice. And same time peanut and coconut is cold and hot, and this is you know, diluted both, and that means you don't have the indigestion. The food made by like that way, you know. But when you come into this kind of the place, and they don't know that buffer system, you know, when you cook something, you cook with something else, mean, you know, you take you know, some heating cooling element, you know, diluting. But if it is not, yes, you have to have allergy, you know, and that is the thing. You know, when you're eating stuff and when you have to very much traditional cooking, they didn't have that kind of allergies those days because they didn't eat like that, you know. But now is everybody allergic to something, you know, and it's like allergies, intolerance is different thing, you see. If you eat something, now you eat something, you all feel like bloated little bit, you know, not bloated, like heavy, you know, like you want to sleep, and it is not indigestion. It is normally the body give you some kind of, you know, impulse. You shouldn't do anything because I'm heavy in digestion, you're going to sleep a little bit, you know, like kind of. Don't listen to that, okay? and your body give that impulses. But what happened is, you know, like normally when you have that impulses, people override it and doing so much, and that means indigestion can happen, you know. And this how is going to be little bit indigestion kicking, and then to the other element, okay. And then we go into Ayurveda. Yeah, Ajirna, Grahani and Arsis. And then we have done a little bit of indigestion, you know, about Western way. Then when I come into Grahani, I will explain to you colitis and everything. The first we can see the names of that. Grahani. What is the
irritable
bowel? Yeah. No, Ajirna mean, what is Ajirna? Ajirna. Jirna mean. Jirna. And what is Jira mean? Do you have any idea what is Jira?
Jira.
I know Indian word Jira is cumin.
Cumin.
Oh,
yeah.
Cumin.
And that's how is the cumin is good for the digestion.
Ajirna.
Ajirna. Jirna mean digestion. Jirna. Jira mean help into digestion. You know, that's one is Jira, cumin. And that's what is I'm constantly talking about, cumin. Because the Jira for the Ajirna, you know. And Jirna mean digestion. Ajirna means non-digestion. Ajirna is the syndrome. Ajirna is the disorder. Jirna is the, and ajirna, another synonym to jirna in Ayurveda. You should know. Jirna. Paka.
That's why Pakachurna.
Pakachurna. Pakachurna. Is why you using the Pakachurna? To ajirna. You know, indigestion. Help to the digestion. And can you believe this? If you know this bit, you can do Ayurveda. You know, all things sorted. What is ajirna? Is that's the beauty of Ayurveda. You know, it's like if somebody who knows about a lot of things about the Sanskrit, you see all the how this knowledge has to apply. You know, and you ask why we learning Ayurveda, the Sanskrit, is it? You know, you asked Ajanta told me, you know, you asked what's the point of learning Sanskrit, is it? Yeah.
Not in that way.
No, it's the point they are learning the Sanskrit.
Yeah, I wanted to
no,
know
you say,
what
level we need to learn.
Yeah. And that's the problem.
Okay.
That's because, you know, some words you talking, you knowing, you can got the whole picture. Okay. You don't need to have some, you know, like Sanskrit whole knowledge, you know, and that is really important as Ayurvedic doctor, you know. The ajirna, because if you take the jirna or the digestion, indigestion, jira, you can say a lot of the medicine is called that kind of thing. Jiraka, asava, jiraka arishta, jiraka guli, you know, kalka, and this whole thing is to the ajirna. You know, and that means as an Ayurvedic doctor, you can feel like there is some kind of similarity. You can get it from somewhere.
Code inside.
Code, yeah. Decoding this one by this one using this one. You know, Pakachurna, and you know, other one, Pachana. Pachana means is again digestion. Pachaka Pitta. What does that mean? Pachaka Pitta. Pachaka. And that means the Pitta helps into digestion. Pitta. Part of the Pitta help into do the digestion. And then it's all thing about, you know, when you see one dhatu we call, one root, you can see a lot of, you know, knowledge is coming. You can like little bit go to the, you know, decoding then and see what is happening in the whole subject. Okay, and that's what Ayurveda Sanskrit is very important sometimes, you know. Yeah.
Sandra was asking, would you give Hingu Ashtaka to a Pitta person if they already have strong appetite?
A little bit far from the, I didn't even talk about the medicine yet. Okay, we will go for that later. And you know, ajirna, the ajirna means the indigestion. That's what indigestion you are going to learn about. What is indigestion, Ayurveda says, and how is what is happening to people, Vata Pitta Kapha people, how view having the indigestion, and what kind of sign and symptom we can having, and indigestion, what kind of ajirna can cause you another problem, what are those problems, and that's what we're going to learn. The same as Western medicine. Is the first one is the called ajirna. You know, ajirna means indigestion, and the Western medicine also the first one we talking about ajirna, the indigestion, and then here also we talk about first thing is ajirna, and grahani asas I will tell you later, and anatomy of the stomach again, you know what is it, and this one I have talk to you, and then you know you knows about, but I will give you the quite quick explanation. There are 13 Agnis. You know, you should know about now. Jataragni, Panchabhutagni, Saptadhatvagni. Jataragni, stomach and the gastrointestinal tracts. Break down the food and taking the outside. You know, that's what we're doing. And Agni in the liver and spleen, and Panchabhutagni, and then 7th Dhatvagni, and that's what we first lesson we have said. Okay, and that's how it's happening. You know the picture. And the something you eat, stomach, and cooking Klomagni or Jataragni, and then coming to the Klomagni, and then after that Jataragni. Klomagni means this Agni from the liver and spleen, Panchabhutagni, and then Saptadhatvagni, and then Ojas kick into the heart and circulate. Okay, and that's what is what we're doing with the food. And why is the food the way to man is what is called the
way to a man's heart is through the stomach.
Yeah. You know the fundamental very well.
You know the fundamental.
But other type people doing it's very hard, is it? Cooking. There is no other way to heart. You know, do I have to cook?
There are other ways.
I thought that was through
There are other
pockets.
ways.
Or the wallet.
Okay. And a man has something to say about that.
Is that the way to your heart now?
Well, I was just saying there are other ways as well.
And the other ways as well. Okay. Okay.
Well, I don't know. Think what you want. Think what you want.
You keep us suspense now. Would you mind telling us?
Yeah, would you mind to tell them, because they don't know the secret part.
That's why we've been going wrong.
You're going very good with what you're doing.
the one that gets picked on.
Yeah, I know.
Manny's being really quiet about it.
Oh, Mani is all secret to his heart, you know. And yeah, you would say something about that, you know. We all knows about women's way, you know, food, you know. And anyway, and this is the because that's Ojas. Because the last thing is Ojas. Ojas is the one is like making. Ojas is the lung. You see, Ojas is the immunity and the lung. And immunity is going on. Okay, that means you have patience and you have love, you have kindness, you have compassion, and that's what is the food is Ojas bringing to the heart, and the heart bringing to the other person, and that's what food is very important thing to sustain as a nice person, and good food is very important. And arm and its formation, you know how his arm is forming, and Agni, you know, it is, if you're eating some good food, is Agni stimulated, arm is not forming, you are fine. Arm should form in normal way or not, you know, yeah. like if you have a very healthy person and are eating really good food and still they're producing armor.
Yes,
yeah.
as long as the body digests it and...
Yeah, it is armor is not staying in the stomach or not circulating into the dhatu. And its armor producing its armor is going out from the which channel? Yeah, the elimination we call Purushavaha Shrotas and Mutravaha Shrotas and Swedavaha Shrotas, and then armor forming. That but is the arm has, you know, armor knows I'm not invited in here. I have to go now, and that means they find the three. It's like somebody coming to the dinner party. They're not going to sleep with your wife, you know. At night.
Well, you would hope they won't.
Yeah, they won't.
They'll stay over and
that might not be the actual situation.
The Eskimos do? Oh yeah, true. Yeah, there are some cultures, yeah. There are some cultures where you let the guest.
Okay.
Guess right.
And that's what is the armies.
There are different kind of parties as well.
Yeah.
Where you put the key in a bowl.
What? Explain to me the key in the bowl.
Don't you know those kind of parties?
No, it's very innocent. He doesn't
I'm very innocent.
You're sweet. No. Where basically they change couple. Have you heard of those? Oh my God, I've had a patient. So I can tell you a short story.
Yeah, I heard that as well from my patients as well. They change the keys. You know, they put in the bowl their keys.
And then they just pick a key.
Yeah, and then they go with their
whoever is that key is that
holding.
person. So they swap. They
Yeah, swapping.
What if you end up with someone of the same gender and you're not gay?
Oh well, come on.
then
you're very adventurous.
Okay. Anyway, the arm is like that. See, arm has different pathways. And there's so many pathways arm has. You know? When the person coming to a dinner party, after the dinner party finished, they know I have to go to my home.
That's how it all started.
Yeah, that's all started from there.
Yeah.
And arm forming, and they had to go out. You know, they had to go to their home and they leave the place. But if the armor forming is decided to stay there, and the whole thing is kicking off. Then, you know, like the husband getting angry, and the wife getting, you know, the affairs, and children getting angry, and then the situation is whatever happened in outside. What is saying? Example is happening in the body. The armor has, you know, it is just inviting for having a dinner party and go, you know, like Dajesh and Sarah and Kit are producing. Sarah, some invitable home person is going to home and sleep. Outsider go out and get out from the house. But they what happening in here, you know, Sarah and Kit is the two different components. Kit has to go home, Sarah has to go in. But because of the armor decided not to go, and they staying in, and they little bit come into the house people like Sarah, and then is promoting everywhere, and that means you have a disorder, and that's what is happening. Okay.
So does that mean that if Jatara Agni is impaired, then the armor will get pushed into the Pancha Agnis?
Yes, Panchamahabhuta, Bhutagni. Yeah. And if
because that's the essential one, the
Jatara Agni.
That's where the kind of
separation there. Yeah, the separation. You know, like if you are a man in the house, then you can say, hey, this is my wife, this is my home, get out.
Yeah.
And that is Jatara Agni. You know, like you know, like if your man is a little bit weak, what happened? The man is creeping to your family. You know, and that means you have to be very strong. Jatara Agni has to be strong to divide that this is the Sara, this is the Kitta, you go, you stay.
Important Agni in a way.
More important Agni. And that's what the Droga Sarvepi Mandagna, that is the Agni the quoting to.
Okay.
You know, Jatara Agni, not the other Agni. Jatara Agni. Because Jatara Agni impaired is the one is the Panchabhuta Agni impaired. Panchabhuta Agni impaired is Dattva Agni impaired. You know?
So when last month we were talking about eczema, and you said something like contaminated water. So this would be the element which hasn't been properly digested by Jatara Agni.
Yeah.
And it would be one of the Panchabhuta which goes in, which is actually making it
into the whole. Yes, and that's what is happening. That you know, like Agni is impaired Agni and is supposed to, you know, Agni is supposed to do this demarcation, divide two things, and if it is not, that Ama is coming with the, going to the other Sattva Agni, Panchabhuta Agni. Panchabhuta Agni, with that, the Ama is circulating, and then eczema is the first one, is a first dhatu, is eczema.
So this is what the contaminated water means when the armor goes with one of the bhutas.
Yeah, it's water, always water going. It's like five element going, is it? The water, fire, air, earth and ether. That is the Pancha Bhutagni. And when you contaminate it by water a lot, and water element is too much, plasma getting involved, because plasma is like coppery thing first, is it? You know, outside skin, and that's what is going contaminated water. Not contaminated water. Water can contaminate the armor, not contaminated water. Contaminated water, if you drink, what happening? And you have diarrhea. And contaminated water you are drinking doesn't go to the Dhatu Agni, and straight away, you know, it is going out, because the body has that power to. For example, if you're going to India, Sri Lanka or something, and there's you going to India or Sri Lanka, you have contaminated water you drink, what happened? Diarrhea. Straight away body give you don't even go there to Panchabhuta Agni, get out, you know. But contaminated water is not the problem. You're drinking too much water, and it's armor forming, and that is this going through the digestion. Somehow armor has to form, and armor has the Jataragni is not good enough to get out that armor from the house, you know, like that's how is like Dhatvagni kicking. And somebody's Jataragni is so strong, and that means what they eating doesn't matter, say very much. That's what he's saying. Ayurveda says if you have a correct Jataragni, you can eat a stone. You eat stones, you'll be fine. Fine. They is like kicking off life. Get out. You know, but Jataragni is a strong person, is not going to invite bad people to house. You see? If you know if it is a good man, he knows who is the pedophile, is not going to invite that to your house. And who is the womanizer, is not going to invite to your house. And that means Jataragni, strong person, knows what is you eating, what should you eat. And the Jataragni is the intelligence of the body. That says in a new research say intelligence is not relying on the brain, it's intelligence relying on the gut. That's what the new theory is. Gut intelligence. You know, and that is it. Gut intelligence. You know, like the gut know who to invite and who to delete from the system. And that is Ayurveda knew that kind of thing. And that's what is saying. The armor is forming. Without armor forming, nothing, all your poo is armor. Unnecessary shit, you know. And then what happened in that way? I said, oh no, I'm going to poo is sandalwood, you know. I can't say like that. Everybody has poo and they are disgusting. Nobody want to see their own poo. Why? Because it's disgusting, horrible, it is, smelly, and it's like, you know that. And this is coming out from you, nobody else's, this poo is yours, and that they own it. This is mine, this is my armor. And then, you know that it is going out. And then you can't say, anybody can't say, I don't produce armor. I'm producing armor. My body is letting go of my armor. Its armor is disgusting when I see it, and this is the truth about it, and when you know the truth about it, and they don't need to, and then if you knows this poo, the disgusting armor, is the one is like the form of ghost element, is the one is circulating throughout my body, and I keep it, and you feel like horrible with yourself, is it? Why do I keep this thing in my body? I have to get rid of that. And that's what the detox mania we have here. Because more you keep armor inside your body, you have a detox kicking onto your brain. I am not clean. I had to detox. I had to detox. Because it's the food they're giving a detox. And in India, Sri Lanka, nobody doing detox. Because why? They feeling like the food they eat not toxic. Or they properly cook or properly prepared with the love or whatever. In so many people's houses. and that means they feel like I don't need to do detox. Detox is happening from my body. I don't want to take control of my body. The body has control, and the Jatara is like that. And if you say somebody, oh, I'm very super person, I'm not producing any armor, is completely utter nonsense. Everybody producing armor, but armor has a place. Armor is going outside the body, and it is like it doesn't need. And if you have poo out, if you eliminate your feces, and you think it's like it need to go out. Nobody say it need to keep inside with me, and that means that is the body instincts are. Like I need to evacuate my toxins, my armor out of my system. There is a place for that. It's going out. And then how do people feel if you don't go 3 days not to go to toilet? If they don't go to toilet for 3 days, how do they feel? How they give children? Sick, nauseous, and your body feel like you're having poo. You feel like smell is horrible.
Do you know what your breath smell?
Breath smell.
I've smelled it on patients' breath.
Yeah.
And then they start vomiting. They do vomit feces. Yeah.
No.
Really?
We have to surgically, sometimes people, because when you're elderly people, they don't eat properly, they don't drink properly, they just, So we've surgically had to remove, actually put them under anesthetic and surgically remove poo from their bowel. I'm not joking, they could not pass that. Your bowel, normal bowel, when I say about that size, that bowel was that size. How were they able to pass that?
That poo is size of that.
That size.
Yeah.
Like elephant poo.
Yeah. And why is forming like that? Because
people
it accumulates.
It accumulates, and you know what? The longer it stays in the colon, the more absorption happens of water.
Yeah.
So then it becomes like a plug. So it doesn't go anywhere.
That's called fecolite, is it? Fecolite, the plug of the...
Yeah, so basically it's just like a fecal plug you have there. It's not going to move unless you have to physically... we've done like manual evacuation.
Not even with the salt, Epsom salts, things like that?
Well,
that's not...
Because then salt, you have to drink loads of water as well, because salt attracts water. Trying to get elderly people to drink, it's hard. Really, really hard to get them to drink. They don't drink.
Yeah. That's all.
That's why we have loads of dehydration in the elderly population.
It's quite. You don't want to get older.
That's
a best way to die. I'm going to be a little bit expert. I will tell you how to die.
If you've got any kind of other comorbidity,
I don't want to go through this kind of stuff.
Forget it.
Close your eyes. Close your everything. Just go. God's sake, it's quite sad thing.
It is sad, and we have patient who doesn't even have the energy to push. Really, they don't. But the thing is, but people don't take responsibility for their own health, and that is the main problem.
Yeah,
and they've abused their body all their life.
And then
this is the opposite of your thing about the ultimate goal is to die with a healthy gut.
Yeah, as it's the Sri Lankan way is saying that die with a clean gut. Empty. The clean gut is the one way to good death. Because it's like when you go to Ayurvedic doctor, they say elderly people to go to Ayurvedic doctor. You die with a clean gut. Because why that mean? Clean gut means 2 things: gut clean and mental clean, mind clean. And then die with that's what you have to go to Ayurvedic doctor. You end. They will give you the good elimination, good clear if your heart and your mind, all the emotions and everything, they can die quite clean. They don't have to go through this. Because it's like mostly why people not dying is not this thing happen in here as well. You see, the collecting and not letting go. This not letting go. This very much both ways is going. Like if somebody letting go from the head, they don't have that abuse anyway. And anyway, that's the armor. Armor has formed. Everybody's in the body, but armor has place, and they come to dinner party, they will go, and they stay, and there will be a problem, and armor mixed with the dosha. Dosha means the imbalanced dosha comes at that point. The armor, how do you imbalance the armor, the dosha? There is gut, okay. Sorry. And there is it's like a frog gut. And then dosha is imbalanced. Armor is formed, dosha imbalance. What happened to dosha imbalance? Armor formed, dosha imbalance.
It is depending on which level it's formed. The armor is.
Yeah. And so this is 3 doshas is responsible for this. What are the three sub doshas responsible for this? Vata, Samana Vata, Pachaka Pitta,
Kamala,
Kledaka Kapha. And this 3 thing is going to be imbalanced. The armor forming is a part. What is first thing is a Samana Vata. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. And Pachaka Pitta is I want to be there, but Vata is not supporting me to be there. But the Vata has to be switch. We have to enkindle the fire by Vata. Without Vata, the gas fire is not working until you switch on. And that Vata has to be there. And the Kledaka Kapha, the food has to be correct moisture there. And then when the armor forming, these 3 dosha can be in balance. 3 dosha in balance, and then armor in balance, and that means like match made in heaven. Because balanced dosha, imbalanced dosha, armor, in balance, all. And that means they have, instead of going a good journey, they go in their own journey, and then body beginning to feel like imbalance, the feeling of intolerance, and then what you have to do at that point, these 3 things need to be formed nicely. Vata, what is doing Vata? The Samana Vata. Samana Vata, what is that Samana Vata do? Okay, that's you going to eat. What does Samana Vata do? Stimulate the appetite and hunger. Without Samana Vata, there is no urge of eating. Because Samana Vata is the switch given you, like, you should eat now. Because you are hungry. You should eat now. And then after that, this one is stimulating the Pachaka Pitta. Pachaka Pitta is put the gas on. And Kledaka Kapha is stimulating from the up there, salivation come in, all the juice come in, and these 3 people are working together. Now, these 3 people are not working together, mean you have to do from medicine these 3. Agni Deepana, Ama Pachana. The food need to be moisture and nice, and like whatever, stimulating the Agni Deepana, by the Vata component, and stimulate the Pitta by using this kind of 3 dosha. But don't worry about it, we will go later how to do that. And then when armor imbalance with the dosha, imbalanced dosha, and sign and symptoms manifested, and the Agnis are then affected by armor, and that Agni is the Panchabhuta Agni and Saptadhara Agni. Okay, and then armor first staying in there, and then armor is not going home, that other people like Panchabhuta Agni and Saptadhara Agni involved with armor and is making a disorder. But in digestive tract, what we are going to do at the function. So Agni, that's what and 4 Agnis, and ajim, indigestion. And then what happens, in digestive tract disorders, and is the disorder is in the dhatu level?
Not yet.
It's not going to dhatu level, is it? Because this is mouth to anal canal disorder. It's not going anywhere. You see? This is like Jataragni disorder. It's not the Panchabhutagni disorder. It's not the Saptadhatvagni disorder. This is Agni itself. It's a disorder. And it is easy to cure or hard to cure? Easy to cure. But if armor forming what happened, it doesn't stay in a place like this. And then armor can have other places. And normally, if you have indigestion, what happened to you if you have food poisoning? What the food poisoning give you?
Diarrhea, vomiting.
Yeah, diarrhea, vomiting. And then with that, is that stay like that way? It is going to other way around to your dhatu level? Yes, it's game. How about tiredness? You can't get out from the bed. You're tired. That means first the arm is circulating with the Panchamahabhuta and go to the first dhatu. You see? Superficial, but it's not going deeper dhatu. It's like, again, the digestive fire is good, again everybody is sorted. That person is like an unwanted guest, is just have a tempting to go everywhere, but is catch and putting into again to the thing, and he's gone, kind of thing. And it is like, the digestive tract problem starting from there and end up with there. But because of the armor forming, armor can take another place. You know what I'm saying? No. I can see from your mouth and head. What is it? No. Okay. Where is the digestive tract problems are? Is here duodenal ulcer, peptic ulcer, gastric ulcer, gastritis, and duodenal ulcer, the ulcerative colitis, colon cancer, colon. Where are they? Mouth to anus. Anal canal. And the problem is in here. Clearly. You see? Clearly the problems are here. What to go to do with the armor? Why are you worried about? If it is that, you can give something colonic irrigation and push out everything. It would be nice. It's gone. It's going like that?
No.
Why is that much of playing this game? Oops. But don't worry. It's okay, Ajanta. Nothing. Why is not going? Why is not it can't be cured like that? Like if you can give an antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, anti-acid, it's keep coming.
Because the root problem is not addressing.
Root problem is not addressing. If it is what you're eating, you can take control. This whole thing is not existence. You see, because this is the easiest thing to deal with. But associated problem is coming as well. What are the associated problems? If you have indigestion, colonic, what you call the celiac or ulcerative colitis, and second one is that joint pain. Why joint pain? And tiredness, and dry skin, and hair falling, and calcium deficiency, and deficiency of this, that. And what happened is this armor or this digestive thing is whatever the sour or kitta or something like here. This has some kind of job. You see? This is not like if you eat the chicken Is chicken passing through us? That simple is that, and we can sort this one out. But what happened, we eat chicken and rice, we pass 95%, 5% we absorb. What happened in here, 5% we absorb with armor. And that is the problem of these.
So it's going to dhatu level.
And one part is going to be in a dhatu level. And a lot of part of staying in here. And that means you have malabsorption syndrome. What is a malabsorption? Because this 5% is not coming as a 5%, it's coming as a 3%. Because 2% is in the arm. You know, and that's what is a problem starting like a whole body. Is otherwise, if somebody have bowel cancer, it has to be in the bowel only. But it's not. Bowel cancer person is dying very quickly. Why is that? This 5% is not enough. It is becoming like a 2%, 1%, then anything not going there, that means this death. Because dhatu is not satisfied at all. That's what bowel cancer patient is dying. You know, the malabsorption syndrome is the first thing it's happening after this whole GIT problem. Anything like indigestion, irritable bowel syndrome, colon cancer, gastritis, anything. What is happening in there? This 5%, this affected to the 5% of that is going with the dhatu or not is decided by this arm. You know, and why this arm is producing? Because the digestive fire is not good enough. You know, more armor you're producing, more malabsorption syndrome is going to be, malabsorption causing your sapta dhatu, and that's whole body feel like you're having some problem. Otherwise the problem is in here only. Anybody can. That's what they going to sort it out, because they don't know this bit. They know absorption is not right, but they're going to, you know, they mean, I refer to the Western medicine. They're going to give the 3 things to sort it out this one. Which one is antacid, antibacterial, steroid. And this one is affected to the armor.
Can I just ask, and do you know newly born baby, sometimes they don't put on weight?
Yeah.
Because obviously they're not absorbing their food properly.
Yeah.
So the weight is not, they're not gaining the present time.
Yeah.
So what is happening with baby? So they're drinking
milk. Yeah.
Basically just mother's milk.
Mother milk.
But yet they're still not, what's happening in
because it's a digestive fire is not very good.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's
so what would you do that?
Sorry?
What would you do for babies?
The jeera water.
Just jeera water.
Yeah, and clear jeera water we have. It's like the Nishma child came here. It's like he's 3 months old. You know, I thought she's a doctor. Some screaming child is. I think I have to go to. I was in a clinic at that point. I had to go because I thought it's some emergency, because screaming child. When I go to because child, you know, like is maybe 3 to 6 months she's drinking that lady's milk, and the Dr. Vatsala given Ajwan water, few drops to her mouth, and she's like screaming the place down, and then suddenly after 10 minutes later, everywhere she's looked, and then suddenly this whole digestion felt, I think, so good for her. And because Ajwan water is not like mother's milk, it's such a strong, and then not strong, very pungent, you know. And then she said, you know, after 3 days later, the child is completely gone better, you know. It's 3 days it took to armor to clear up, you see. And this, I don't know what the NHS.
So they're giving, what's that for? Infacol, don't they? They give Infacol because these babies don't digest anything.
Yeah.
They just throw up.
Yeah.
So every time they have before their feed, they have a drop called Inthacol.
No, it's a digestion to increase.
It just helps them with their digestion, but it doesn't get rid of it.
Yeah, this is Ajwan water. What is Ajwan water? It's a jeera.
Jeera, yeah.
It's a cumin distilled water.
I thought Ajwan or cumin.
Ajwan is there's Krishna Jeeraka and Jeeraka. Both is called Jeeraka.
One is smaller than the other.
Yeah,
two different spices.
Yeah, two different spices, but it's a Jeeraka, one family, cumin family.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then is both, and then we have the Jeera, Ajwan, to cumin, black cumin, Ajwan. 3 of them are much better, but we use the children much more is Ajwan. Is called Sudru Maha. Sudru means the little person, big person. Mahadru means the big one, little one. When you can't get the cumin, you can see one is the smaller one is the bigger one. Smaller one for small children, big one to big people, like kind of thing. It's like and then this what he's saying is Jeeraka is the much more thing, and it is you can use for the children.
Also, you can give it to the mother, right?
Mother as well.
As long as the mother drinks the Ajwan water.
Ajwan water, mother has to have a stronger one.
Yeah.
Like Hingu Ashtaka. Mother has to have a stronger one to go to the child. And mother's milk has to be digestible as well. And mother's milk has contaminated with the armor. That means it's affected to the bit.
So probably the mother's digestion needs
to be sorted out
at the same time.
The child digestion, kind of thing. Because it's so many things you can adjust to, like a child to
because
have
of the mother's stress with what's happening as well. So
when your mother's stress and completely, your baby's drinking the contaminated milk, and then because it's a mother's stress is going to be in your armor kind of thing. And anyway, that's.
Can I just ask something? I got a bit confused because you were saying that all the mouth and the canal symptoms stay in that kind of thing, but obviously it does go into the Dhatu levels.
Yes, because the malabsorption, one thing.
And if for example, a person had indigestion for a long time, like years.
Yeah.
And obviously been managing it with various things, but now they do show symptoms of joint pains and things like that.
Yeah.
Would that still be quick to remedy it?
Or it is
because
not.
It has gone into the Dhatu
level. And then we had to first you have to see clearing out this thing.
Yeah.
And then this imbalance Dhatu, the armor has to be again coming into the places to eliminate.
So for example, if it's in the joint, so that's kind of the fifth.
Yeah.
So that's going to take like 5 more cycles?
More than that. Every cycle it is going to be somehow something is going to be. For example, the 3 years the person has indigestion and she managed the Gaviscon, antibacterial, blah blah blah, and then those 5 years is slowly build up the toxins in each pathway.
Yeah.
And that means they might not die with the digestive tract problem. They might die with another problem. Another problem.
Different part of the body.
Yeah.
Okay, so they might die with something like anemia.
Or they might die with arthritis.
Yeah.
Rheumatoid arthritis. They might die with some kind of the prostate cancer.
So you start with fixing the agni first of all.
Yes.
And then the ama
itself
needs to
take place, and then again this people, then it's a Shodhana. You can go to the Shodhana, you can go to another. If it is not normally what happened with digestion, like last time arthritis patient came, like her digestion is completely out of the balance and she has arthritis, and then doing the digestion, her bloating and wind, and he go to toilet in first time nicely like that. She said is a completely pitta person and her digestion is taking really nicely. At same time her joint pain is going down. And that means what is impact on digestion is make the joint pain to come down. And all these are connected. But if you have arthritis, if you have a gastritis, you go to 2 doctors.
Yeah.
This doctor doesn't know what is happening in your hand. and then this one is completely differently diagnosed, and this one is differently diagnosed. But us is not. If you find this one to the answer, this one doesn't has to have answer. This is like given the answer to the problem, you know, and this is like completely connected to each other. And you know, last time every people that now 6th or 7th consultation in a first patients, you know, everybody who's saying how we treating the patient, how they get better every single 2 weeks time. A lot of people ask question, is that happening? And then why we not come into these places like this to get people to get sorted their problem, you know? And it is a big question mark, because in front of your eyes these people are getting better. And it's not about arthritis, it's not about the person. If you come into the digestion issue, arthritis, mental health, tablet, the asthma and everything. And last time, the very good example, I said to you, somebody has given instead of 100 the thyroxine 100 to 200 accidentally. Did I tell you?
No.
One of a patient of ours, she has thyroid problem from the 15. She has taken 50 milligram tablet, 50 milligram and 75. Then she has now 32. She has now 36 or something. 32. She gone to doctors. Instead of given 100, they have to increase the thyroxine. And instead of giving 100, she has given 200 tablet.
I've never heard of anyone having 200.
That's what it's all about. And then the girl came. When you see that, you know, you can see this hyperactivity. And she's eating like it is equivalent to 200 kilograms. That means rugby players dose to this little tiny girl. Okay, and she is like a person like ninja. she can eat 5 times. Eating 5-10 times, eating, doing things. I thought, what is this? And she said to me, I'm having 200 milligram thyroxine in a consult. I thought, oh shit, you know, because I couldn't get my head around the 200 grams.
Was it done by the GP?
Yeah. And then she said, somebody said accident. I thought, get to the hospital thing and get to all the reports. And report says, instead of 100, they given accidentally 200, and nobody have taken the responsibility how to go down.
The pharmacist should have looked at it when they dispensed it.
She went to see a specialist, and I think the pharmacist is less likely to question the specialist.
No, they would. I mean, they should. That is within their right. If any, the pharmacist will question any doctors regarding doses.
Look, she is in a 4th year of 200 milligrams without dying. Fourth year.
Oh my God!
And even identified they made a mistake in the medical reports. They identified somebody made a mistake with the dosage, and nobody's correcting it.
Nobody take the responsibility to take that.
Because I've just given her a phone call.
And other thing is, she is hyperactive. Her heart is boom 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 at night. She could have died, completely died, but still not taking anything. I think oh my God, you miracle, you survive until now. 4 years taking 200.
She must have lost lots of weight and everything.
She's not weight all gone because she's eating, you know, like something, and and one thing, she keep it in a rhythm. She's eating 5 people's meal, and she's digesting that hyper energy, and then she's doing yoga, meditation, and this whole thing she make it like there.
And then she was sleeping.
And then you won't believe that medical reports I had, you know, in a 4 years 200 milligrams, and then I took it the control, and then I said, okay, that we are going to cut down this 25 milligrams. That last time is 150 milligrams. She feel absolutely fine. She got down to 3 times a meal. And she feels really good, and she's not hyperactive, but she's freaking out. People saying your thyroxine is getting low, and it is getting low. Is it? Because why? Its body has to have given a chance to adjust this 200 to 100 or 75. And then I said, you know, you have to go to, and I have to cover up my back as well, because I am not the one who doing the wrong thing. They are the one who do the wrong thing, but I can't take full responsibility of that girl, because they're going to put all blame to me.
But they have to do, I mean, hopefully they've done a blood test. They have to do tests at T5 and T4.
Yeah, yeah, they all, the whole report, 40 pages of reports with me at the moment.
Wow.
Highlighting with, instead of the 100, they given 200.
But did they do post blood test? They have to
everything. Post blood test, everything in 4 years time. But until she came to see us, she doesn't know anything about TSH. I said, look, I highlight your THS level is 3.9 when you have 200 milligrams, and your THS level 1 time after two, still you have 200 milligrams and it's 18 point something.
Wow.
And then that means it's going to be yo-yo. Despite of any medicine they're taking, the thyroxine level is going like that. And
there's
then
no control. It's like her feedback mechanism is gone.
Completely gone. And then she has nodules starting to come in now. Because why? Thyroxine is too much, and then starting to have goitis. You know, and this is sometimes, you know, you have the people like coming through NHS. I thought, what the hell this is? You know, and it's in front of my.
She's a young girl, is she?
34 years.
Yeah. This is really weird, because you would question your medication, wouldn't you?
I was talking to my dad about this, and he said probably nobody wants to take responsibility for that. If you start to reduce the thyroxine, the side effects of the he said it's very hard to reverse.
Reverse, yeah,
once
very
they started.
hard.
Nobody wants to take responsibility for what's going to happen physically.
Rather she die. Rather she die. No, she keep herself alive by eating. And her partner said meditation. And she said, because of her partner saying, I can't keep up with her, because she's eating like, I cook, she eat, I cook, she eat. I don't have anything to eat at home.
Well, she saved a lot of money now in the last few weeks. She said first she was saying she used to wake up 4 a.m, 5 a.m, ravenous, has to, and she would use all her willpower to stop herself eating till breakfast, and now she's waking up in the morning and she's not eating until midday.
She questioned all the time. She questioned from the GP, she questioned from the consultant, other consultant, what you can do. You know, you say what you can. She can't take herself out of the tablet. Nobody take responsibility. What she can do? She has to go to the courts and then take them to sue, and that's what she should do. But I don't know. You know, I think she's not that kind of person anyway.
I didn't think she realised that 200 milligrams was a lot until.
But I'm not joking. If you open up, right? If you open up the little paper inside the box, it will tell you it's too much. You just have to open the paper.
But you know, the thing is, doctor saying to you, if you're not taking 200 grams, you will die. And then that might be the problem. And actually she would die, because they keep up with the 200 milligrams for a while, and then she can't take it down herself. And that means everybody cover up their houses at the moment. You know, and then I am like, you have to reduce, otherwise you die. And then, you know, then we try to control, you know, taking that. The best thing is she doesn't have any symptoms like before, but she's freaking out. The doctor said to come and make because they know if it is that is a risk of dying. You know, and these people exist anyway. You know, like what I'm saying is one kind of example. You know, you can see loads of examples who come in. You know, anyway. And Ajirna, this you know, what are the nidana of the? I don't have to go through loads. Nidana. First thing is the fasting. What is the fasting and nidana? Ajirna is fasting mean, is Pitta type people going to do fasting? No.
But
It's by force. By force fasting mean, what is it? And then
they will force themselves.
They force themselves because of the work. You know, they take in sadhaka pitta and the alochaka pitta way, they force them to not to eat. You see, that's what they, when they go to some people, you can see some people who Pitta people. How do you many you feel like 3 times a week day you eating? You see, you know, like you are predominantly little bit Pitta constitution person, and how do you feel like, you know, about food? You know, if you're hungry, if you're not eating.
I want to eat.
You wanted to eat, but you know, if you feel like you're in a yoga class,
yeah,
you can't eat it. You know, how do you feel in the body?
Anxious.
Anxious.
Yeah.
And burning sensation?
No.
Anxious.
Yeah. Well, I can get a bit irritable.
Irritable.
Yeah.
Anxious and irritable.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I see, you know, like Vata people, if you're hungry, if you not eat, what do you feel?
Usually, if I'm hungry and I don't eat,
yeah,
I usually just start shaking a bit.
Yeah.
But then at some point it passes, and then I can just carry on as if I'm.
And that's
okay.
exactly what I say. The Vata can switch off.
Yeah.
Pitta can't. You know, that's, you know, like what you're saying about that point. Every Vata people knows.
Yeah.
It's like Vata people have sleep, that same thing. You're sleepy, you're tired, you know, tired like something. You want to go to bed, you want to keep your eyes closed, and you thinking something. Suddenly, it's gone,
Yeah,
wide
it's
away.
gone. Yeah.
You don't go to sleep.
The one is past.
Yeah, you pass that time, but Pitta can't pass that time.
You missed the bus.
Yeah, you miss the bus.
Same
Vata time.
Same with Vata going to the toilet.
Yeah, and the Vata doing toilet also same. You
Yes.
The children
Yes.
are like that, don't they?
Yeah.
Because of play, they don't go to the toilet.
toilet, and
And
because
then
they
And then they can't go.
They can't go.
go, and
And
then
then
Vata
the
plays.
crying start and everything.
And it's a Vata place to the Pitta children. But the Vata people, in a way, they have these 3 places. They do that nonsense, you know. They pass through that, and they can have boogie, you know. And then Pitta people
Until they collapse.
and then they collapse, yeah. And then second day, you know, going to toilet. Third day, oh my God, I'm detoxifying. I have to detoxify now. I toxin. And then whole world they running around having toxin, detox thing, you know, and then eating the same thing. But Pitta people, different Pitta people, can't pass through.
Gets just angry.
Angry, yeah. That's the Sadhaka Pitta, Alochaka Pitta. All thing you see is a food.
I'm gonna eat that person.
Your wife sitting down like a cupcake. You know, and like all they can see is your vision is going to take the food, and your mind is taking to take the food, and that means they are Sadhaka Pitta and Tarpaka Pitta, Alochaka Pitta so strong, and that means they can't let go of this, like Vata people. And then mean they want to eat. If it is not what happened, this thing doesn't engage what happened, already this starting their own business. You know, what is it? Producing digestive juice. And that means you feel pain, irritation, and then you feel irritable, and then first is given the signal to person to eat. If it is not eating for a long time, what happens? It's a indigestion, you know, like ajirna, you know, like the acid forming, and you can feel like acid reflux. And a lot of people saying, you know, Pitta people, I feel sick. If I don't eat it, I feel sick. What's that I feel sick mean? The digestive juice, Pitta we call bile, is coming to, and then as a bile, it's no food, the bile is already started to increase, and that means they feel vomiting. You know, Vata people never have it, that problem. They don't feel sick, they feel like lightheaded. The glucose is not there, but they can get out from that.
If you're a Vata Pitta person, then?
Sorry?
If you are a Vata Pitta person,
it's 2 different things. Still, they can go to the Vata, because Vata is the switch on and off.
Okay.
You know, like the Vata Pitta person, also they can stay in a Vata place, not to come to the Pitta. You know, but Pitta person is the much more really affected by the digestive disorders, because this This starting from the Pitta. And we don't talk about Kapha very much. Why?
I was just going to say, why do we leave that Kapha?
No point. They don't care. Whatever you say, I'm going to eat my food.
Do you know what? I think I'm Kapha. But you know what? Sometimes if all day long I can think about food, but when I go to eat it, I don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
If I have to cook for myself,
Yeah.
forget it.
Yeah.
If I have to cook my husband, I will cook.
Cook. Yeah. That's just a
That's very kapha.
That's very.
I wouldn't cook for myself. It's
No,
really
I
weird.
would cook for myself.
If my husband said, "Oh, I'm not going to eat tonight," I'm just not going to bother. I don't
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah. There's Kapha is one thing is what is it Kapha? You know, like Kapha's digestive fire is not strong at all. They eat because they love food. They can eat or let it go. But Jeff is
Whole day without
whole day not eating. I
and doing
think
really hard physical work.
he can stay. He's like food is not bothering him at all. He's a Kapha. As morning he eat. Sometimes it's at night when I cook. I thought I'm not very hungry. I thought, oh, are you mental? You done that much of physical work or something like that, and you're not eating. And then Kapha people don't eat because of they
Just love food.
They love food and they love
the
something
sight
else.
of food.
Yeah, so they love something else doing the practical thing they've been involved with. The food is not very good, very interesting to them.
So Kapha is just Vata with a love of food.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Digestively
exactly.
speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then again, you know, like a Kapha is different Mandagni. You see, Mandagni mean what is it? Digestive fire is not so raw, so strong, and that means they can eat with or without food. But they love is much here is like
in the head.
and that's what you say. Oh,
Yeah.
the whole day you thinking about
because
food.
I could do a 14-hour shift.
Yeah.
I will not eat at all. I
Yeah.
might just survive with one apple.
Yeah,
Because I might have because on my break I will go and sit down. I'll either sit down with a cup of tea or just talk to my mum rather
Yeah.
than eat. So, but I would, even when I go home, I thought, oh, it's too late now. It's 9 o'clock, 9:30.
yeah.
I'll just have a cup of tea and a cracker or whatever.
Yeah, that's it is because of the Mandagni. That means the digestive problems is causing any problem to the Kapha people. Digestive problem. Is there any digestive problem for the Kapha? Not much. Not much. This is happy to be a digestive Kapha person. No much activity
but
going
if you
on.
over
Eat probably.
Is
Then,
it? Oh, then is a
yes.
problem.
There's
This
problem.
is,
If you overeat as a cup of person, you would know.
but
Yeah.
it is still not in the digestion. It is in other places. They put on weight.
Yes, it goes everywhere else.
Everywhere else, not not there. Not staying in it. It doesn't do any nonsense. They don't complain about the indigestion. They don't complain about the ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, and this kind of thing. They don't have that much of connection with them. Rather than they eat overweight, straight away dhatu, push into the dhatu and stay in other the places.
Masa.
You know, masa dhatu, rakta dhatu, rasa dhatu. You know, everywhere is like going, and that three people how you affected by this disorder, and that means this disorder is completely is for the Pitta type rather than Vata. You know, and that means so many. I said to you, 30% of your patients start to come with a digestive disorder, but 30% of that patients are more predominantly Pitta, and that means you have to handle nicely. And again, Pitta people, we have the things like the people comes to the consultation. You can see Pitta people are very private than the Kapha people. Kapha people private, but they are very soft. This Pitta people private, they don't give any information about that. You know, like the mental information, and that means it take long time to them to let go of the Sadhaka Pitta. You know, like this, what bothering. You know, what bothering, they don't say very much. You know, and it take long time to get the stress out of whatever they hang into that. You know. And that's other thing is, you know, Pitta people have problem with this digestive disorder. And then fasting is one thing, and then overeating, eating before previous meal digested, eating food incompatible, and these all things you know, food with unpleasant and taste and unpleasant taste and appearance. And that's, what does that mean? Food with unpleasant taste and appearance. Their alochaka pitta has to be in correct place. Is it? They have to feel like food is appetizing and look nice. And that's what they're going for. Tomatoes, carrot, cucumbers, and then like colorful things. Red wine, red meat, and what's appeal to your eyes is very important for the Pitta people. And then if it is food is unpleasant and not appearance good, that doesn't matter. It is like gold in a somewhere with a bad container. They don't going to have it. But if you have to have a nice container, and that means this is like they have to have the appearance right as well. And that means what the Pitta people should do normally. The patients come to see you. What you do with this problem they will have. Food needs to be appetizing in appearance, nice. You have to give her some kind of, things to the turmeric, put in the cooking, and is kind of yellow color comes, white and yellow and red, and that's like little bit appearance, better and taste better, and then that means they feel like they can eat something. And if you ask them to eat khichdi, what the shit is it? This is not.
It's like vomit to them.
That's what people are saying to me. It look like vomit. How do I eat it? And then they have to have that appearance as well, because they have to have your alochaka pitta has to be kicking. And rotten food.
In France, some people like a lot very unpleasantly smelling cheeses.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Because they like this strong
taste.
Yeah, even though it smells
very bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
They like very much the taste.
And it is in some countries as well. They eat very delicacy food. Really, and rotten egg they eat. Like it's like it's really bad, but it is strong in the taste. But it's like that kind of thing is like is people's preference. Sometimes some people like it, like a durian. Some people like it, some people don't like it because of those tastes. It's disgusting, But when you eat, you don't feel it, And like that, some food appeal to appearance like that way. Rotten food is not very good. Rotten food means, what is the rotten food? This already formed arm outside.
Yeah, and then you're eating it.
Yeah. It's not old food. Actually, is rotten food mean it's like the bacteria and virus is already starting to grow in there, and that's the rotten food. But it's the old food. Sometimes like people saying prana is releasing prana. It's a lot of food is prana is not there anyway, because they are staying in a freezer for 10-15 days before we even looking at 10-15 months sometimes, And then rotten food mean already that bacterial and that processes start outside, and that you feel like smell is bad, and like it's not appetizing, and it is not feeling like good to see that, and then don't eat that, and that is called rotten food. Very dry and rough food, and it's a drying thing. Very cold food, very hot food, improper administration of the purgatives, and that means panchakama. If you give your loads of panchakama, emetic, and that kind of thing, what happened at that point? Colonic irrigation, what happened?
Removing good bacteria.
We destroy the good bacteria.
Take all the thing away. What is different in enema and the colonic irrigation? We do enema, oil enema.
Yeah, that's medicated oil, isn't it?
It's medicated oil, and again it is oil, and it is similar to what you have in the in a colon, and that means it is absorbs or not absorbs. We are not pushing the body to absorb anything, and it is really slowly is going, and then is before that we toxin stimulating, and then we staying we let the oil to stay in the body for a while, and they can do their business. We are not involved, you know, and we are not going to push a tap on and the what you call the jet wash inside, you know. Because we put that one, and then you both sorted out your problem, and then after that
we do jet wash, but we do high enemas.
High enemas, that's jet wash.
Yeah, we do high enemas.
And then is what happened to the inner layers then?
No, it's not, but because what it is, it's phosphate enema. So basically, it absorbs, it takes water in.
Yeah.
So it helps with them to pulse it.
Yeah, and then
So
what happened to the body? Body is getting very dry then.
No, it's not what usually happens. But because of they do feel faint. But the only reason they feel faint is because you're stimulating the vagus nerve.
All right, okay.
Yeah. Anyone that's have high enema,
And
we
the
lay them
vagus
on the
nerve-
couch.
Yeah, vagus nerve stimulation can die, you see.
Well, you have to make sure you keep them flat. As long as your blood pressure doesn't drop
Yeah.
too much, and you're monitoring that.
And then jet wash mean, you know, you kind of wash it with the
Yeah,
phosphate.
phosphate is only about, I don't know, 50 mils of water in it.
Yeah,
And then you just basically you warm it up, so
Yeah.
basically it doesn't shock your body,
yeah,
and then you basically give them the enema.
enema. And it's in what way it is kind of reacting inside the body, you know, like
What is it breaks down because
the
most of the time what they do that pre-colonoscopy.
yeah,
So if they're already dry because they've had picolats,
yeah,
which is basically like a powder.
powder, yeah.
So you mix it in about 10 liters of water.
Okay.
So then you drink it throughout the day. So
Yeah.
you're replacing the water as well at the same time.
Right.
But then you start the previous day. You make sure so that they can have a good look inside, especially people who come in for like diagnosis of bowel cancer and things like that.
Yeah.
So you do that. So because if you have, and they go on a diet which is high white bread, white meat, no fiber, because fiber create air, bloatiness.
Yeah.
So when you look into the bowel, if there's air in it, you won't be able to see anything.
Yeah.
So you want everything
To
clear.
be, yeah,
So you want the bowel clear, really clear.
clear. Okay, and it's a kind of jet wash, yes. But I think it's like after that, you know, not even good bacteria, nobody can't stay there.
No.
You know,
Just, yeah.
it's all taken out, you know.
It takes it out.
And then the other one is like the colonic irrigation, also the same.
Yeah, I knew somebody that went away for some health week, and she had colonic irrigation all week and juices all week, and she was so ill after all of that because she had no bacteria left at all. So her digestion was just totally ruined.
messed. Yes,
It's awful.
yes, and that's what is happening, you
They
know.
don't realize what they do.
Have you heard of the coffee enema?
Yeah.
Coffee enema is just, you know, and if you know that the bacteria, you need the bacteria, the army is like your part of your, you know, like the
your makeup. You have
makeup,
to-
and then, you know, you have to pour, you have not pour in the sandalwood, you have to pour, this is armor. And then when you realize they don't have that, you know, like the people think it's a detox mean my poo has to become like a not smelly, not this, not that. It's like you can't do that, you know, like it's like people saying, you know, like poo has to have some smell, some kind of way of looking, you know, the appearance, and this all things is like seems to be made to think like this is bad, but it is not bad. It's like it's our poo, you know. What's the big deal about it? And you know, like residing in improper country, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Not
Like
the birth country.
Like living here a little bit.
Yeah. And
For
then
Vartas, living here is a bit complicated.
that's is the Vata is like a not very good for the damp kind of weather and the countries and everything. And again, your gene makeup is not good for you where you living kind of thing. But you know,
So
you
living
can
is
make
really-
We
now.
were all colonized by some point in our life.
Yeah, and again, you know, you
Yes.
put in the heaters like that,
Yeah.
and it's a different, you know. And this book's written in 5,000 years ago, and there is no heating system, there is no, you know, like this kind of sanitary, and that means definitely Vata people going to be suffering and dying if you're not select the good place to live, you know. And that's what this long time ago people didn't come to these countries very much, because this sanitary. And then one of our therapists, you know, like she's going to live in Sri Lanka, Nilpa, going to live in Sri Lanka now.
Is she?
Yeah, she's packing the bag next week. And after 10 years of struggling and getting a visa and everything is like that, I had enough. You know, like that. These people sometimes feel like, okay, that's it. I had it, you know, kind of thing.
I understand.
You know, I can really understand.
The whole time it says that periodically. You'll go and wipe
all winter starting, my one leg is like in Sri Lanka. One is here. My parents and my sisters laughing. You have every beginning of the winter, you have a syndrome. I'm coming to Sri Lanka to live. I'm coming to Sri Lanka to live. You know, like they're laughing at me because I can't tolerate that. You know, kind of thing. It's like Vata people. You know.
Yeah.
What you?
No, I was going to say that, I mean, I've been living in Northern Europe most of my life, but although I went for the first time to a tropical country only a few years ago, when I went to Sri Lanka was my first time. For me, that was the perfect
weather, perfect everything, you know, like I think
hot and humid is fine. I didn't know this existed. It was
I think it's when you go to Sri Lanka, it's like, oh my God, you know, this everywhere we see is a green and it's nice, the sunshine all the time, and then I think this kind of place exists in the world, and why we have somewhere else, you know, me, you know, staying there, I think it's like, it's a killing my soul, but it's like still, we have something to do in here, you know, and that's what is, especially when I go to my parents' house, and when you go to veranda and see outside, you know, you go and went to Ajanta, and it's everywhere we see like a green, you know, coconut and jackfruit trees and the mango trees, and you know, like you know, everywhere you see whatever I show you, like you the king coconut, mangoes, avocados, you can see everything. It's a one go, because every houses they have that, and then curry leaves and you know, the other cinnamons and these all things are growing everywhere, and then it's like, it's a paradise, you know. You don't need anything else, you know, but it's like, I don't know, it's like, this is, when you see that, and when you hear this climate, when you come to, it's like, it's no wonder people feel like, when you go there, like what you say, you know, your whole life you're in Northern Europe, and you know, like you go there, and you've never been to India, Sri Lanka yet.
Yeah, I spent a year in India.
Year in India?
Yeah.
Okay. And where about?
Sorry?
Where about India?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay. How did you feel?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't go to Sri Lanka. Go to Sri Lanka.
Yeah, next time.
Ajanta and me fighting all the time.
Always promoting.
He always promoting. Why Sri Lanka? You know.
But I've been to Sri Lanka. You haven't been to India.
But Deepika, you need to go to India.
Otherwise, it's hypocrisy.
I have to promote the tea and Ayurveda. I promote something from your country, Ayurveda. You know? What are you talking about?
She's claiming it as Sri Lankan.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay, and then Nidana. Incompatible food, you know, natural, this whole thing you know, but what you have to do is Ajina Purarupa, okay? Purarupa means pre-sign and symptoms. What is the pre-sign and symptoms you can see when you have indigestion? You know, this, the two ways. One is armor in there, and armor is in the colon, and armor is in your rectum. That's the whole thing. The armor means the poo. You know, and something to do with you are not happy with here, and because of that is not happy, it's wanted to come here and wanted to go there, and that is the sign and symptoms. And abdominal distension, they feel like big, you know, like a tummy is really bloating, because my tummy is bloating.
Gas.
Yes, why is forming gas?
Because the toxin is there, so I mean feces is there, you will have the byproduct.
Yeah, byproduct, you know, like if you cook something, you know, like, or if you put rotten something outside, if you want to have compost, what happens? This producing methane gas, is it?
And heat, loads of heat there.
Heat and the gas, and it is happening in the body, and then it's like rottening, and that means it's like a methane gas and bloating, and the what coming from the flatulent part is like methane gas. You can have very smelly, and you can have really nice, you know, fuel with that.
And they would have to bottle it.
And bottle it and sell it. Sorry,
Sandalwood.
Sandalwood.
Call it sandalwood.
Sandalwood. My methane is sandalwood, you know, everybody buy it, you know, like, you know.
Do you know, because we had a farm in Mauritius?
Yeah.
So we used to take all the cow dung.
Yeah.
You put it in a but basically we built something with brick. All the cow dung goes there, not with just the cow dung. You put water in it.
Yeah.
You cover it, and then we had a system builder. We used to cook with the gas.
Yeah, in Sri Lanka as well. We
Yeah,
had all the cow dung.
You cook with the cow dung.
Yeah.
With the cow. So this one was just, you could basically just connect it and just cook it with the, you know, like a proper oven or whatever.
Yeah, and in Sri Lanka used to have that kind of thing as well. But it's like a sustainable energy. You know, the cow dung, if you have enough cow dung, you can do that methane gas very nicely, you know. And then what happened to us is we produce methane as well, and a smelly kind of gas. And because of the byproduct of the armor, and that means you have bloated and you have wind, you're passing gas and flatulent, and the headache. My headache is like the, you know, like digestive fire is stimulating, you know, like migraine, you know, kind of pitta, fainting, giddiness, suffering of the, you know, like back and lumbar region pain, you know, and yawning, malaise, and, you know, morbid thirst, and this kind of thing, the indigestion symptoms.
Why yawning? Why yawning?
Yawning because it's tired, and at the same time yawning is the one of the natural urges, you know, like you can produce a lot of air out.
Okay.
You know, like when you yawn from the like that, and that means you can, without knowing, yes, it's have a effect of the, you know, like natural urge effect as well, you see. Natural effect. If I yawn, you yawn as well, and like that somebody yawn, and that means it's like the open the channel to natural urge to come, and that means a little bit you feel like a little bit, and again it's a tiredness as well. Tiredness, it's feeling like a little bit. Yawning is the catalyst for the taking the extra things out from the body. Yeah.
A lot of the symptoms you're describing in the thing, it sounds like more like Vata Ajirna.
Yeah.
When we don't, if a Vata person doesn't eat and the digestive fire becomes low, then when they eat something incompatible at the wrong time, long after they should have eaten, then you get the gas and the bloating, and this all sounds very Vata to me, than Pitta.
And the giddiness as well.
And the giddiness, fainting, all of that.
Vata is the first one to take. What did I say? First one to is imbalance.
Vata.
Samana Vata. That means symptoms come in with the Samana Vata symptoms. And you're right. You know, that's first one to. So, first thing is coming is you know, switch not on.
Does that happen to Pitta people then? As well?
And second time is like having Ajirna. First time is happening like it's a Pitta people. Also, this like giddiness, fainting, you know, this kind of thing, and tight chest, feeling frustration, and then other symptoms as well. You know, like anorexia, food poisoning, flu-like symptoms, lack of appetite, feeling regurgitating, poor taste of mouth, excess production saliva, nausea, feeling over heated, and then some kapha symptoms as well. What are the kapha symptoms?
Saliva.
Nausea, and the saliva, over salivary kind of thing, and then pain, like very tiredness, and that means this 3 dosha is, you can see, like apana, samana vata, pachaka pitta, and kledaka kapha, saliva, like nausea, and this like this kapha, and ajirna samprapti. Ajirna is all the samprapti I said to you first, and then ajirna, that's indigestion. How is the samprapti? One or more nidana are consumed, one or more nidana consumed, by the vata, pitta or kapha type of person. And then jataragni is vitiated. Vitiated jataragni convert food particle to ama. Ama stayed in the stomach, becoming acidic and contaminated, and caused the obstruction in the vasavaha shrotas and annavaha shrotas, and annavaha shrotas obstructed the channel and then affected the whole body. And that's the, what is happening now? Okay. Harpreet, tell me without telling, looking at what is happening. You're eating chicken and rice, then what happened?
The Jata Agni is working.
Yeah. If that one is not working, or if you not working mean if you eating some kind of incorrect food, okay, and then
the ama is being formed.
Yes.
And then because it's not being released in the way it should, it's
Yeah.
kind of moving around.
Yeah.
And it's affecting the 5 elements.
Yeah.
And then
No, not that much of. The first thing is like is affecting to the ajirna, mean is like 5 element is going to the shrotas, and first thing is going to the shrotas and going out, is it?
yes.
Like you have armor, that armor is going to the shrotas, and then armor is staying with the bad armor, stay a little bit much longer, and then you have going to the dhatu and circulating with the dhatu. Before that, armor stayed in a tummy, and that's what have first sign and symptoms are causing by armor in a tummy, is it?
Yes.
Not in a dhatu. First armor in a tummy, and little bit later is a dhatu, and then first is like you have the symptoms like bloating, uncomfortable, feeling heavy, and something in a tummy. You can clearly see some tummy, I did something wrong. You see? And I did eat something wrong. I can't feel this badness. I can, and it is the sign indigestion. Indigestion is not gone to dhatu level yet.
Yes.
You see? Indigestion is like you are still in a, and then indigestion stayed in all the time with you. Indigestion stay in a, when you're eating only. Then after 2-3 hours later, fine. When they come into night, I can't remember. Oh, I had indigestion. Eating same rubbish, and then again, oh my God, I am having indigestion. And then 3rd day, 4th day is the indigestion. That means arm is creating more and more. Still is going out. It takes such a long time. Like what you say, your person who is having a 3 years, he managed to do. What saying people manage to do that mean? People know how to be sober for a while. Somebody knows about, oh, this alcohol make me feel like, like bloating and indigestion. What they're doing is normally not having alcohol for 5 days, and 6 days he give up. No. 6 days he having the alcohol again.
Weekend he get the bottle out.
Yeah. And then weekend again, little bit indigestion, whatever. I'm not going to drink 5 days, and then he's okay for 5 days. And then what many said about his patient is like that. It's a long time he managed the indigestion, but what happened in that point is little creep in the armor into the system. 5 Bhutagni, Dhatva, the Rasarakta Masa Asmajja Shukra, Saptagni, Dhatu, and then little bit there's imbalance going to be formed.
Can I just ask, so when too much indigestion becomes too much for the body, so that they travel in the dhatu, so is it because there's a saturation there, or because indigestion is quite easily if you eat the right food and everything is quite easily treatable. So when too much become too much for the body,
is according to actually the dhatu level, because if you are little bit like eczema, if you have eczema, if your arm forming, arm has place to go, because some kind of that association friendly level, some kind of sun is liking the man. Come on, I have room for you. Like I said to you, like you invited a stranger to your house and he has some, it should go. But one of the daughter liked the man. What is that saying? You can come to my house, my room. Stranger can come to my room because I'm already liking you. And that means
so there's a pathway
already formed. Already that's eczema. Some kind of pathways are already formed. One very much like to not even eczema, dryness. Okay. Even dryness is little bit of the thing, or it is little bit anemic. That place is little bit. Okay, you can come because I'm already in balance. It's like a sinking boat. You need like bad people, and then you inviting that armor to come to the dhatu, and then it doesn't need to be saturated.
So if you've got a predisposing factor already there, it will happen. But let's say if you're a very, very healthy person, so how long would it be? Quite a long time, or
as long as the person is healthy, like healthy digestion, it's very hard the armor to form in any way.
Although they would have it because they've eaten something wrong, but it won't go anywhere. It will just stay within that GI tract.
And then go out. It's give you all the symptoms.
Yes.
But still, like it's go out. It's not cross into the Panchabhutagni, Saptadhatu.
So if you're imbalanced, you're more likely to basically start.
And that's what is all about in here. People brushing things under carpet. A lot of things. And that indigestion is causing you the other problem. For example, if somebody has endometriosis, it's a last dhatu level, some kind of big deal in there, and still is invitable to armor. And that means armor has to go to 7 places, cross.
So it's done everything before it goes there.
And that means endometriosis also, want to get rid of endometriosis, what you have to do, come to the digestion. And that's what is the Western doctors can't understand. You have endometriosis, what got to do with the eating habit? Because nothing to do with the eating and the endometriosis, you see? But endometriosis, the eating habits cause the endometriosis, armor, and but is they don't listen to these things, they don't, and doesn't matter about endometriosis. This is living example, and they don't say alcohol can't give you this problem. And it may, you can go to the NHS thing. It may cause you that red wine, bread, some kind of red meat can cause you endometriosis. The Crohn's or celiac or something. But that means it may cause you, but no research say no evidence. What research say no evidence? You eat something, you get the pain. What research about that? What research you should do that? You get red meat or a glass of alcohol, you drink, next minute you like a bending over and then you have pain. And research say it's not the link. What research? Because the people are saying that's what they can't eliminate that. They're saying there is this thing can cause you the problem, but there is no evidence in the research. And what evidence you need? This is a wound. You stabbing the wound, there's a pain. Is that is there need to be the evidence? No. But if it is like that, you can living something and you can seeing something, you can deny. Endometriosis, yes, you can deny 100%. 100% because it's a dhatu level. And this is in we eat something is cause your problem, still deny it is nothing to do with that. You see? You go to NHS website. This may cause, but the other line is they say, without asking your GP, don't do anything. It will cause you so much trouble. And that means what he's saying. Even you know alcohol is not good. Your GP says alcohol is good. You drink it because GP said it's okay. And that's the thing. And that means there no room us to talk about how diet can control the endometriosis. Even I have no room to say diet can control gastritis. That is, we are living in that kind of world. Yes?
We said that in order to solve these problems for someone who is fit individual, is Agni Dipana, right?
Yeah.
How come the alcohol cannot function as a little bit of Agni Dipana?
Yes, there is a good question. Is this Agni Dipana? It is a good one. But is the demarcation of what is this stimulate in Agni to the level of endometriosis, gastritis is kind of limit. If somebody drink alcohol, lot of even though I given Hingwastaka in here, in lot of Ayurvedic medicine in Sri Lanka, we given to the indigestion is alcohol based. Jirakadi asava, and alcohol based. Abhyarishta, alcohol based. And because this alcohol based one is to support the digestion. And that
so it's medicinal rather than having 2 glasses of wine when you're eating. Yeah.
And it's a great. There's a draksha arista. Draksha means grapes. Draksha arista is the wine made with alcohol. And then is similar to wine. And then, but wine we don't drink draksha arista, glass of draksha arista, and we have 2 teaspoons. 3 teaspoons.
Do you remember gripe water? That's alcohol in it.
Sorry?
Do you know gripe water?
Yeah.
Gripe water.
Gripe water.
Do you eat the children?
Children, yeah.
Yeah, that's alcohol in it.
Yeah. Yes, that's what is the jirakas, the jira, that's
do you remember?
Ajwan water, that's kind of spirit.
Yeah.
And then all spirit.
I used to love it. I used to teach my little brothers one.
Gripe water, it is cup of time those days as
Eating the medicine of the brothers and sisters.
Yeah, and gripe water.
Traditionally, the use of alcohol,
they
did it in a certain way, in a certain amount, at a certain time, certain kind of wine, certain quantity to promote digestion.
Not
to get pissed.
That's why it's I said a long time, like this French.
I don't know whether they do that when women give birth in Mauritius.
Yeah.
Whenever the woman, like when she's breastfeeding, they always give her some. Do you know eau de vie?
Yeah, it's very strong.
They always give them a little bit of it. That basically help the digestion for the mother as well as for the child, and help the child to sleep.
Yeah. And in Sri Lanka we give brandy.
So the mother's milk is full of alcohol and the baby's getting drunk.
Oh, Asia Kasha is very good. Cover up.
They don't have much really, probably about, I don't know, 2 spoonfuls.
And in Sri Lanka we do brandy with milk.
Yeah.
Like brandy mean not brandy here. And they make that medicinal brandy kind of thing, like a king coconut thing, and then they use that as a mother, breastfeeding mother, and it's relaxed, mothers relax, and then breastfeeding is very good, you know, and the child going to sleep, and it's like it's not silent.
Everybody happy.
Yeah, everyone's happy. No stress for everyone.
And like my mom putting the marijuana into the tenderizing the meat, you know. I said to you the stories. My dad is like a police officer, you know, and he read the whole marijuana field, you know, and he's always bring the bunch of marijuana to our house, you know. I don't know these days. My mom putting into tenderizing, you know, like especially seed to the meat, you know, and then the meat is tender, everybody happy. We didn't know we drugged up.
So you were all having a good laughs at the table.
And I think it's like if you smoke, it's different story. I don't think it's like this is the medicine in Sri Lanka, you know. And then it's like, you know, recently.
That's what Vivian said. She said I used to, the patient, she said I used to smoke marijuana, but she stopped smoking.
Yeah.
She said I used to smoke herb, now I'm taking
herbs. You know, and then it's I thought it's my dad only, that Sri Lankan, that doctor's wife came, and she said the same thing.
Yeah.
Her father is the police officer as well. Her mom using the marijuana as well, because it's like in a way, is the police people always, you know, you have access to that, you know, and I don't think they drink, they smoke marijuana at all. They don't smoke.
In India,
Yeah.
they have it with milk. Bhang.
Bang. Oh God.
For Holi.
No, but at the temple they smoke in India. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think Sri Lanka that much of that those days, you know, I never have seen, you know, because people are the 50 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and like people are more into the, you know, like they think alcohol is the thing, not the this, because it's like your homegrown marijuana, who cares, you know, kind of thing, and you wanted to have wine or alcohol outside world, you know, you don't care. Still, it's like if you put the seed in, you know, you can have marijuana, big plant everywhere, you know, nobody cares, you know, and nobody do that much of things. Because the paradise, other things, you know, we have. Anyway, and what you doing is a nidana, like more nidana, long term association nidana. You can go and see. Ajirna types. What are the ajirna types can be? Ama ajirna, vidagdha ajirna, vishtabdha ajirna, rasaseshi, dinapaki, and prakruta. And amajirna. Amajirna means associated with the kapha. You know, like kapha type of ajirna. You know, what is the kapha type of amajirna mean? This the food you're eating become ama. Ama has quality of kapha, and that means amajirna we call ajirna. As amajirna feeling like heavy, and amajirna vanda you have felt it all now, because if you have heavy food, you feel like heaviness, sleepy, and it's oily food, heavy food, and you know, like a lot of food, because it's you can't resist. You're still waiting for 5 o'clock. Yes, another dose.
It's Divina's fault.
It's Divina's fault.
Well, no one is belching yet. If they start belching,
no, it's my fault. I have to do yoga nidra now. You know, like oh, Gabriella has to do her chanting, you know, and then like everybody can sleep, you know, and this me is like you have to wake up, and my body, yes, that is the body I should feel. Yawning and a little bit sleeping, and it's a good food, that's why. Amajirna mean is like not that bad thing. It's the ama give you some, you know, because you know you, and it's the time you're eating as well, you know, like feeling heaviness in the body, nausea and swelling, you know, around the eyes and everything. This is like a little bit much more every day you having a lot of food, fatty food, and you know, like and the fluid retention, sleepiness, belching kind of thing. And but you know, this food is not that amajirna. This is like normal way of feeling after like quite nice heavy food, you know, and it's good. And not a heavy, it's light, is it? My rice is there as well. I think everybody has a lot of but how do you feel with your tongue now? You know, like you're satisfied.
Yeah.
And you want to sleep. Okay, you go to sleep. I will go. And I think it's a Amajirna is a Kapha Ajirna. What you should do in that way, that time, you know, like Amajirna to normally, if you have, you know, that kind of food, what you give in normally afterward? Chai tea. Sweet and little bit of spice tea is wake you up. And then what is you're doing is the breaking down the armor and digestive fire increasing. And then that's what is you know, when you come to the English culture, what they do, they drink tea or coffee after meal. Why is that?
To keep them awake afterwards.
Yeah, and then another thing is the satisfaction. Satisfaction, they don't have that much of bitter taste in the food, and astringent, bitter, sweet, pungent, everything is there. If you have coffee, what are the taste? Bitter, sweet, kind of astringent, pungent, not sour. So sweet, sour, salt you are having from the food, and other three tastes is going by the coffee, and then you feel like satisfied, and same times the tannin or the what you call the stimulant give you wake, and that means you can have a heavy meal and you can stay nicely, but still the digestion is happening nicely then, you see, because why? You have the other ingredients, bitter, astringent, pungent, and that means you're not producing that much of armor. And that's what is people are doing, some kind of chai tea, coffee and this kind of thing after the food. But the way of the coffee now is using is not right way. That's why. We have coffee trees in our house. Recently, you know, I feel like, you know, my mom used to make coffee at home. You know, like the you know, the coffee flowers, coffee. How do your coffee look like? Yeah, it's really nice in a red kind of the beads kind of thing, and then you have to dry in a sun dried, and then you know, and you have to keep so many months, you know, to all the water to be reduced, and then roasted and grind, and it's always used with the sugar, you know, always coffee with a lot of sugar and a lot of milk, and it's really nice, like a full meal with a less irritating. But now is what is happening.
Black coffee.
Black is a coffee you use. It's so much coffee. You know, that coffee they using that whole to 1 cup. I think it's one week we can use that coffee, because it's like too much coffee you're drinking. You don't need that much of coffee, but you use lots, and that means you feel like a lot of caffeine in your body, you know. And anyway, we can have another 10 minutes. We can have some questions, because you all kind of not very within now, you know. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Yeah.
Helen was asking if a person, it's kind of answered already, but she said if a person is balanced and healthy, and they overindulge, and the armor forms and stays, although you're saying it comes out anyway if your digestive process, if the body's healthy, balanced. But she said, does this mean they would feel the effects of the armor quickly, meaning they're quite really sensitive to it compared to someone who's imbalanced?
Yeah, and the armor form you can feel very quickly, and that means you have really good the parameters of that where is going wrong. We are very sensitive, you know, and that means it's not a bad thing. That's why the people come into clinic and say, before that I could eat anything in the world, it doesn't give me indigestion or anything like wrong. Now I can't drink wine, I can't have coffee, I can't have this, and I react into that. And that means you restore the balance again, you know, the parameters again. Which is right, which is wrong, you reinstall that, the person. and that is the Ayurveda do. You know, when you getting better mean you reinstall your balance again, and it is like the gauge is going here or there. When you in balance, is going like here you go, you in balance, you vomit, you know, and then take it everything out and come into balance again. And that is the tolerance things, you know, like the imbalance being is tolerance level is gone, the high, you know, they can put anything. That means, you know, like they give your body intelligence is not there anymore, and that's what happened to people, and they think it's a good thing. It's not a good thing, it's a bad thing, because then it's go rise above your body intelligence, you know, and it is not good. You have to give the body a chance, your intuition a chance to think and act to that.
So I'm going to print a t-shirt. Ayurveda ruins your social life.
Go out drinking.
And you can only go with Ayurvedic friends.
Yeah, and it's you know, like this is how happen. People think I can't stand I don't know, I can't stand when you go to somebody because I can't do small talks. And I thought, you identify now, is it? Small talks. That means, you know, they don't want to impress other people, like there is no point talking about how are you, la 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 la, the small talks. And then rather, you know, not avoiding that you don't go or you feel like. Then the second thing is like, oh my God, they're all pissed and they're all talking nonsense. I have to listen to all rubbish. I don't want to go. And the second thing comes, you know, like light bulb. At the end of the day, you with the 5 cats and you eating khichdi,
Loneliness.
cheer up to Ayurveda and me. Ayurveda ruined your life.
And then you put your meditation tape.
Yeah. And end of the day you put die with a clean gut. Poster, die with a clean gut.
Actually, that's a great one for t-shirt.
Keep calm and die with a clean gut.
Yes.
I think I had to stop that in the Ayurveda. I had to do the stand-up comedian. I can earn so much money. Yes, is any other question?
Yeah, Rihanna asked, we were talking about the alcohol and all these digestive things, arista and everything. She said, is the fermentation process not pitta aggravating, or does that not matter because we're trying to aggravate pitta slightly anyway?
Yes, aggravate the pitta slightly anyway to let it go. You know, and it's a fermentation. It's happening anyway. There is HCl acid there, and we stimulate the good way to happen, the breaking down armor and let go. Don't sticky anywhere. Don't stick to any places, you know, kind of thing. And you feed the stranger very nicely. Get out. Don't stay here. Yeah. Any other people have any people have problem? Anybody?
So can I just ask? So when your body is in balance, so are you more astute? So when something is going wrong in your body, you will notice it quite quickly, or
that mean with the digestion?
Yeah, or digestion or anything. If you know if you're, let's say, you're Ayurvedically balanced.
Yeah.
So if anything is going wrong in your body,
yeah,
would you as a person know that something is wrong? Because obviously you're quite you can easily pick up the sign and the symptoms that's happening.
Yes. Yes, and then you act to that is different story.
Yeah, whether you act on it or not is different.
But you can feel it.
Yeah, you
when
become
you
more
balance.
sensitive.
More sensitive.
I definitely have felt
Yeah.
it. My body has become much more sensitive. To coffee, to alcohol, to everything, and Vanessa as well. We are both much more sensitive.
That's the intelligence of the body, isn't it?
And then we know, okay,
a natural
yes,
intelligence.
no, it's like,
It's did you have each other?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
And you know, like
the conversations are very Ayurvedic sometimes.
Your wife is a yoga teacher or anything to do with yoga.
Yeah.
You. That's when you survive as well. Otherwise, clean it.
I'm not. My husband is like,
He's
get the red wine out.
Yeah, and this is sometimes it's like, you know,
it's a fighting battle.
Yeah, battle sometimes, you know, when you're not,
Slowly.
it's slowly you can do that, don't worry.
Yeah. Well, no, see, I love the taste of, but I just like to taste it, but not drink it.
Yeah, but you're a cupper. You have to find out, you know, like not to have it in the house because otherwise it's a cupper.
He has a collection. I'm not joking. In the house at the moment, we've got over 300 bottles of wine. He's got a collection.
Yeah. Wow. But I can ask you to invite your Ayurvedic friend. It's not going to.
No, it's not going to help.
No, it's no help because they like to clean with the.
When I first got married to my husband, we used to drink probably quite regularly. Not much. He would drink probably more the bottle. I would have probably a glass of wine. But now we haven't. I don't think we've drunk for a long time.
So things are changing.
Oh, they are definitely changing because I've made sure it's got changed.
I said the law.
Oh my God, I said the law. That copper domination is like, because why? Love. When you dominate by love to somebody, and you can't do anything. You know, you surrender.
But Davina's husband is like
is copper as well.
He's even more copper than you.
He's a copper, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's like
they both love food.
Yeah,
we both love food. We both. I mean, and I think we both like the nice things in life.
That's
we get
good. But that's fine. I mean, life is to be enjoyed as well, right?
And I know your husband is kappa, is it? You.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know what
you know, you are Ayurvedic person now.
It's confusing.
I remember, it's alright.
He
Kappa
hasn't
people.
got the copper body, he's thin.
Yeah.
Skinny, but he's got, I can't work it out. He's
And
definitely
your
got
husband
some
is Pitta, is he?
Yeah.
You survive.
Still.
Yeah, and Noel's wife is Vata.
Vata.
Completely.
Vata Pitta.
Vata Pitta. You know,
Vata.
and your wife is?
Vata.
Vata Pitta. Okay. And the other ones I don't know very much, you know. But you know, you can feel like, you know, like sometimes when you're living with somebody, their constitution is affected to your constitution a little bit to be balanced or in balance, you know, kind of thing. Yeah. Especially when you're living with the Pitta people. Vata people has got influenced by the Pitta. And again, Vata people is annoying Pitta people as well. You don't have to be, you know, like
people annoy everyone. Annoy Kappa.
Yeah, but Kappa has a little bit soft place for the Vata people, but Pitta has no soft place that much because why? Pitta people is a completely idiot, but Vata people, if you completely idiots, I will do for you. But Pitta people is a completely idiot. You do yourself, you know, and that is just different. And you know, that is the difference between Vata and Pitta. And then the digestive problems and Vata, Pitta, Kapha is like mostly when the Pitta people in a digestive tract imbalance is like quite hard to live with. Why?
For who, sorry? Vata.
Pitta people have digestive tract problems. Is other people inside the house hard to live with them because why? They're always irritable, angry, unreasonable, irritable, angry, and a little thing, you know,
everyone knows about it.
Everyone knows about it. You know, like nobody can't come to your house because you know you are in some kind of mood and this kind of thing. And then it's like quite dominating with their personality. You know, like not personality disorder with that. You know.
I'm confused about if you're a Pitta person and you're imbalanced and you're eating things like alcohol and coffee and sugar, which are just making your agni burn up even more.
Sugar is not a problem.
Sugar is not a problem. No. But chocolate is a problem.
Chocolate is not sugar. I mean, it's not sugar. Chocolate is stimulating.
Yeah. Spicy food.
Then why would you give them Agni Deepana if their Agni is already so overworking so much?
Agni Deepana means balancing.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Is Agni Deepana, is that you know, Hinguvashta you give, and low Agni is coming to high Agni coming to low Agni. And then always, you know, like something is like, because it's now 8 herbs, not 1 herb.
brings the right
bring
balance.
to the right balance.
The right
It's
strength.
called Agni Deepana. Agni Deepana mean stimulating digestive fire to the right place. It's like not like stimulating to go high. You know, Deepana mean, you know, like stimulating to the right place. Okay, and yeah.
Brianna she said, I have a strange question. She said, has anyone noticed that eyes change colour depending on which dosha is imbalanced in the body? She said because she has brown eyes that become more green when she's eating pitta food or she's stressed.
Yeah.
Shara said when she's angry or excited, her green eyes turn a bit blue.
Yeah.
And Sandra said her eyes also can sometimes change between brown and green.
Yes, yeah. Pitta is like whatever is in front of you, and then alochaka pitta, how is reacting with their anger or love or hatred.
Is that where the green-eyed monster comes from? They say jealousy is the green-eyed monster.
Maybe, yeah. It's becoming just to according to their emotions, the color of eye is changing, but it's not widely spoken in India, Sri Lanka, because they have only one color of eyes, you know, black or grey.
That problem.
Yeah. Yeah, and then but here this eye color always changing by the emotions. It's emotions that I have people coming as I have red eyes, I have green eyes, I have blue eyes, you know, because it's my.
I've known two people who their eye colour changed while they were pregnant.
Pregnant, yeah.
And then afterwards it changed back to.
Yeah, and it is like pitta. It's alochaka pitta. Yeah.
But the green eye thing is all about. The green eye thing is all about jealousy and like too much desire and.
Yeah, love is the blue. How change into that person's eye colour?
I can't remember. One was like a pale greeny colour, but while she's pregnant they went orange, like a dark hazily orange colour.
Yeah.
While she's pregnant. I can't remember the other one. I think it was similar.
Yeah. And I think it's a blue colour to changing. It's like might be the kapha person inside the body, and the green colour, not green, that orange colour is might be the pitta person in the body. You know, because it's the way of the producing their emotions is changing the sadhaka pitta, you know, and it can be, you know, but I'm not 100% sure because it doesn't say in the Charaka Samhita, because we didn't have that much of eyes colors thing kind of thing, and that. But if you logically explain, go into decoding Ayurveda, you can see it can happen, you know, because of the emotions can change the color of the eyes. Yeah. And anything else?
Yeah, Sandra just wanted to ask one last clarifying about the Hinguashtika. She said, so if Hinguashtika balances the digestive fire, someone who is the effective for someone, for instance, who's hungry all the time, if you take the Hinguashtika and it balances the digestive fire, does it mean their appetite is
going to be low? Yeah. And when you have Hinguashtika, especially happen into kapha type, they slightly come into, they can stay with 2 meals a day, because they really, I asked them to eat everything after this powder, you eat everything at one go, and then they eat, and then twice a day you can eat, and they eat everything, and digestive fire stimulating everything they can lose quite a bit of weight. And that means it's good to have you know, like Hinguashtika before meal, and then it can regulate digestive fire without telling person to have a routine, you know, like what you say, morning, try to have a routine for them, rather than you can give 2 meals a day, eating the medicine, then that means the routine is coming to them anyway. Okay. Yeah.
We have one last question. She said she had a client who was initially taking steroids for an inflammatory condition, and she said it caused one of his eyes to enlarge, and she said it felt like it's bulging out, and she said I wasn't certain why this happened, but she said would it be high pitta?
No, a steroid is put in the inflammation to calm down.
He took the steroids for an inflammatory condition, but it then caused one of the eyes to enlarge, and he said he felt like it was bulging.
Maybe it is outside whatever the element. It is like reacting to that. You know, like.
I think you get a moon face, don't you, with
Yeah.
steroids? But I've never heard.
Eye sounds more like to do with thyroid.
Yeah, might be that. You know, like when the steroid suppressing the immunity, it is like you are in a pollen period, because that everything else is reacting to you.
Could be,
you know, your outside to inside. You know, because that's what has happened. You know, like when you have the
and it's not both eyes, it's only one eye.
One eye, she said.
It sounds more like something more external rather than internal. If it was both eyes, then you would query it.
Yeah.
But she's also asking, like, if somebody had high pitta, is it forget the steroids from it, but if someone has high pitta, do they ever have this kind of effect on the eyes? Like,
yes.
So like
Yeah.
With the, and you can see the
pitta people have a lot of red eyes.
Red eyes,
and then gritty eyes, red eyes, you know, like inflammation, the blepharitis, you know, like conjunctivitis. That is pitta is really prone to have that kind of inflammatory condition, and the redness. Yeah, and that's it then. Okay. And you can have rest of the food before you go and empty that, and you come tomorrow.
Take away. I'm not taking anything home.
That's enough, you see. I have so many food because Melanie bought food to us.